There are new numbers showing just how cell phones have become a fixture of daily life. The Pew Research Center reports 90% of American adults now have a cell phone. 58% of those devices are smartphones. But even though cell phones are so commonplace, do you ever wonder why the phone's keypad is designed to make a tapping sound when typing out a message? It's because our brains are programmed to connect sound and movement.
That there must be an ability of motor systems to inform the auditory system and tell the auditory system, I'm going to move and my movements are going to make sound. Take that into account when you start to process the sound stream that's going to happen in the next hundreds of milliseconds.
Here's another example of that sound-movement connection. Watch what happens as the subject tries to talk to the videographer. The first thing she does, stop typing.
Just keep talking. Sorry.
And it's not just being polite. Scientists have always assumed the brain's motor cortex, which controls movement, and the auditory cortex, which allows us to perceive sound, work together to make sense of the sounds around us. It actually helps us hear better by preventing any unwanted sounds caused by our own movements from distracting us. Now, Duke University researchers have proven the connection.
It has to be cast in a framework of survival, ultimately. But survival has many features to it. Survival has one of just avoiding getting eaten. So you can imagine a system like this where your motor cortex tells your auditory cortex, hey, the sounds that you're about to hear come from your own movements. If something else happens, that's from something else. Like maybe if you're an early human, maybe a saber-toothed cat or something that wouldn't mind eating you. I think there's that kind of survival, but then there's the social survival. So in a species such as our own, where social behavior is so key and communication is so key, then there's a layer of being able to really acquire behaviors and generate behaviors that are important for social functioning.
That while the mice are running on this treadmill, we can use this system here to record the activity of individual brain cells within the auditory cortex, the major hearing center of the brain. And we can also use a video camera, which we have in the back here, to monitor all of the mouse's movements.
The Duke team devised an experiment to monitor the electrical activity in the mouse brain's auditory cortex and the signals coming from the mouse brain's motor cortex.
When the animal starts running on the treadmill, individual brain cells in the auditory cortex enter a very different state. They stop firing and they become much less responsive to sounds that are presented through a speaker. So it's almost as if the volume knob in the auditory cortex has been turned down a little bit.
The experiment showed for the first time just how the motor cortex learns to mute the response or turn down the volume in the auditory cortex to sounds that are created by one's own movement. At the same time, it also heightens the sensitivity to other unexpected sounds. And that explains why all the city sounds heard while walking down the street seem to fade into the background. The motor cortex is essentially telling the auditory cortex, hey, I'm walking on a sidewalk. Expect to hear random street noise. But a nearby car horn or a siren or a person yelling is an unexpected sound, and the auditory cortex pays attention.
And you can imagine if you're walking in a wooded environment and you can't selectively dampen out the sounds of your own steps, and a tiger comes up behind you, then you'll lose the sensitivity to those movements. And in particular, one of the interesting things about this interaction is that when you hear a sound that's startling or that's a salient or an important sound in your environment, one of the first things that you do is freeze. And the reason that you freeze is because you heighten the sensitivity of your auditory system to sounds in your environment.
Besides adding to a greater understanding of how the parts of the brain that control hearing and movement communicate with each other, there are some real-world applications for this research as well. It's disruptions in that circuitry that is believed to cause tinnitus, or what people refer to as a ringing in their ears. Similar issues are believed to cause schizophrenia as well.
if you look at it in an evolutionary sense, it must be so that what our brain does is largely adaptive. We know so many examples of when it dysfunctions that it creates real problems for us in society, in terms of our individual ability to function, to move, and so on.